What's happening, everybody? Welcome back to Redemption with Jaden. Today we're going to be going over hand control. This is a deck that hasn't really been in the meta for a good while, I guess. So 2013, or hand control 2013, I guess is what it was called. As a deck kind of made by Gabe, and I guess kind of some inspiration that he talks about in a post that I'll just put that in the description below. There's a link to it on the forums. But he kind of made the deck with Genesis and Romans, and then Josiah Beers went on to pilot it to first place at Nationals 2013. Then on January 2nd of this year, so 2021, we played the online tournament for December of 2020, since it got pushed back a little bit, and I decided to run this deck, or this version, I guess, which still kind of sticks with some Roman stuff on defense, and there was kind of some Splash Gray in there, so that still fits with what I've got going on here. But I decided that in the current meta, Prophets was going to be the better pick for hand control at this point. So whether you're watching the first, second, or third game of the tournament, this intro is all going to be the same. So if you want to skip ahead to the actual gameplay because you've seen this intro before, there's a little timestamp in the description below where you can do that. But if you want to stick around and listen to me kind of give a little overview of the deck, then by all means please do so. This I thought was a pretty fun deck to build and to play. I didn't really expect it to do super well. I was kind of just testing out, okay, how does hand control do in the current meta? And obviously, 3 games isn't really that broad of a test, especially when it's not up against some of the top tier Throne or Flood decks that are kind of towards the top of the meta at this point. But there were some other decent matchups that got to go up against and see how this deck does. First game was against Chandler, which was I was kind of in control for most of the game. I did realize I needed a little more soul gen though, because that's kind of what slowed me down in that game. And then against Justin, I don't know if I really deserved to win that game. I did get, I think, fairly lucky with the drawing, but also it was somewhat intentional with not drawing when I didn't need to, but he also didn't get some of the counters or answers he needed. So I did end up winning that game as well. And the game against Derek, I felt like I had a pretty good grasp on the control during that game, and I think the deck performed well. Although it was still a fairly close game, score-wise, that definitely could have gone in his favor if things came up in a different, if the cards came up differently, I guess, just by a little bit. So yeah, I don't know if this deck is necessarily top tier competitive or anything. I'm not saying that, but it is kind of fun to play. It's not very fun to play against, so just a fair warning when you're if you've got people in your play group or siblings that usually you play against, they might get sick of all this and then add 3 layers of hand protection to their deck, and then you're just kind of hosed after that. But yeah, I think that this was kind of a fun deck to play. It kind of took, I think, people by surprise a little bit, and I think that with the meta not being where it was back in 2013, it hasn't been viable, but could maybe be viable now. So yeah, let's find out. Let's dive into the deck and see what we got going on here. So as with any strategy in a deck, you need some setup cards. So let's start with there. Lost Souls we've got for setup, or Exiles, Prosperity, and Remnant. Those are pretty basic. Awake is also kind of in there for that reason. I decided to cut the Hunter for Awake just to have a Lost Soul Gen option, Soul Generation option, I guess, lingo. And it also kind of helps me get set up. If I feel like I need to go first, I can search my own deck, and also I can grab the doll, which I decided to include in here, which I'll talk about in a little bit. But more setup, obviously Book and Endless Treasures are pretty consistent for drawing and searching, that kind of stuff. Like throughout most decks, you're going to see those two. Moses is also in there to kind of help go first and get the right cards in my hand for the star ability. That's pretty much the only reason he's in here, but he's also kind of nice fodder or whatever if I need it for I Am Holy or Prosperity or whatever, since it's pretty easy to get him back with like Malachi or something. Then obviously Delivered, or Offering Your Son, and Emmaus Road, all in there to get the artifacts going right away, and just kind of get the hand control going fast, because in the current meta it's so fast paced, I guess, where like if you don't get your hand controlled stuff going in the first couple of turns, then you probably won't have a very good grasp on the game, or like it'll probably get away from you pretty easily. Whereas in like the 2013 meta, the hand control decks could afford to be a little bit slower because other decks were, or most decks were, a little bit slower at that point. So the tricky part is getting a balance between having enough setup cards and having enough hand control to make sure that everything, you'll be able to get to your hand control cards fast enough. And that's why mostly only including like the best of the best, I guess, as far as hand control. Like there aren't any Moabite evil characters in here that, as you can see, where like maybe some of them would fit with the hand control theme, or like even Emperor Galba or something. He was in the 2013 version, where it just like can't really afford to do it now. And yeah, so I think that's obviously in gray, like Balaam's Prophecy is going to be a good setup card. Moving on to the actual control part of the hand control. So Vain Philosophy is obviously a dominant that fits super well in the deck. It's a decent dominant by itself. Doesn't fit in a whole lot of decks, but this one in particular, it's obviously a staple. We need Shipwreck and Three Woes in here as answers to Storehouse, because those are pretty much the only answers we have in the deck. If we wanted to just go like straight Romans or something, then Emperor Kai's Caligula could be a fit for the deck to take out some fortresses, but kind of relying on getting to one of those. And I probably would have had Wages of Sin in the deck, just because getting to Shipwreck early is important if they have like a first turn Storehouse or something. But with only Terrifying Beast and Deceiver to play it, it ended up being cut. Maybe if Spirit of Temptation managed to find its way into the deck, then it would be doable. But yeah, decided to work with just those two for now, and not really any ways to search for them. So it turned out okay in the tournament, but it's kind of something to test if you are finding, or if you're playing the deck and finding you need more answers to Storehouse, to make sure that you get to it. Then obviously you want to do that. A little more like Sheol and Jonah stuff to kind of, and all, I guess, are all kind of counters that aren't really part of the control but slow your opponent down. So that's something that I wanted to make sure I include, because if I'm getting their hand down to just a few cards, and they're going to want to search and draw, and I'm going to want to make sure I can answer those. Like Rain Becomes Dust is another one that I had in reserve. Let's see. Cherubim, or as far as heroes in control goes, I guess Cherubim is kind of the only one. He's why I have Ezekiel and Watchman in here, which I guess Watchman's kind of another setup card that I didn't mention. And yeah, I guess I didn't really talk about the reserve setup stuff. Obviously the heroes in here are all kind of set up because you can get them right away with Remnant, or if you have Book and or Exiles to get Covenant with Abraham, then you can get those out right away. Joshua is fairly important for Balaam's Prophecy, and also Malachi, and some of the star abilities like Isaiah top decking Light in the Darkness from Reserve. But yeah, the main components of the control on offense are going to be in First Sacrifice in his name. First Sacrifice can be played before battle to see what they have and how to limit their options, and then his name can be played in battle either as a battle winner, but probably more likely off of hidden treasures, just to do some more hand control before they even get a chance to block. So you rescue, play first off of hidden treasures, and then reserve their evil card, and then it's going to be a lot harder for them to block if they're already hurting for evil cards. Urim and Thummim, obviously looking at their hand and having the information like when to play your hand control cards is good. So like Jeremiah also gets the hand look, and Cherubim and Bane Philosophy, and I mean Sorrow of Mary. So cards that don't just force them to discard or underdeck or something, but actually let you look and choose, are going to be very strong in the deck. Yeah, and then obviously Jeremiah himself, as a rescuer, is kind of the MVP, because if you take out enough of their evil battle winners to where they're only left with like one, then Jeremiah is just going to walk in and they have to toss that one and allow you to play his name or Light in the Darkness or something, or just win by the numbers. Then on the defense is kind of where things really kick in, I guess. Terrifying Beasts and Entrapping Pharisees are both really good to punish people who either have Storehouse, or if they just don't have the resources to sacrifice to instead the abilities, then you're going to be in pretty good shape. Just getting kind of those free discard or capture. I wanted to have enough Romans, so I put Porcius Festus in here just because he's 8 with first strike, so if you're taking out their enhancements, then numbers are going to be the way to go. Emperor Tiberius to take out dominance, and Emperor Nero, because for one, he can search for Colosseum because it's a Roman site, or Roman fortress, sorry. And also the protection from lone heroes and also dominance is very good. If you're controlling their hand and all, they're tossing their battle winners and just holding on to Angel of the Lord and hoping that'll work for them, then you just block with Emperor Nero and you take out that option. And then the Afflicted. He's if Jeremiah is the MVP of the offense, the Afflicted is the MVP of the defense. If you can set it up at the right time to bounce all of their heroes with famine in the land or something, then each one that they put in play after that means they're probably going to end up going to like discard nearly half of them. And it also works super well with Oath of Purity. If you just keep on bouncing their heroes every turn, then it's just going to really wear on their hand if they can't find an answer for the Afflicted. Unfortunately, there are plenty of ways to answer him with like Distressed or Moses or Joshua, but I think just kind of getting a few key turns is very good, especially if they have like a card to like set aside all their heroes or something, like some of the old feasts from the priest set. Then if all their heroes are set aside, you can drop the Afflicted, and then when they come back, they're going to have to discard X-1 cards from hand, where X is the number of their heroes. And then Aliens, kind of another soul gen option, and also hand control. I think that Famine in the Land, the place and territory effect isn't super effective because usually their hand's going to be less than 7 anyway, and then it just kind of hurts you because it also reduces your hand size. But it's just mostly in there for the bounce effect. Heavy Taxes is another control card that's I would think like super powerful, like maybe game changing depending on like when you can time it, or if you can like time it right, especially in this deck if they're only have a few cards in their hand, they're going to be hanging on to their important cards, or like most important cards. And if you drop a heavy taxes, you win the battle, and you take out 2 of their cards from hand, and they don't have a chance to negate it because the battle's over. And then, 0x, where x is the number of cards in your hand, it's usually going to mean that the ends in a stalemate. And then Sorrow of Mary, another territory class control card. So, yeah, that's kind of, lots of actual control, like attacking the hand, and then kind of some speed bumps, like I said, with Jonah and Sheol, Rain Becomes Dust, Dull, to make sure that they're not really able to replenish their hand super easily. I think are kind of the 2 keys to hand control that I think fit well in this deck, or like I was able to get them to fit well in this deck. So it was fun to build, pretty fun to play, and I encourage you guys to try it out if you want. A couple other quick things to note about the deck. You might notice I did not include very many like Syrian cards or anything, even though Damascus would be like fit very well in the deck with 3 gray curses. Maybe or even like the is it just False Prophets? Yeah, that or can hold a gray curse. I mean, for one, Syrians, like, they don't really have a whole lot of hand control stuff. Like, between the gray defenses, Syrians probably have the least. And so I just couldn't quite get any, Syrians to fit in there, even though Damascus can also search for Pharisees, but requires a Syrian for the curse holding part. And False Prophets is maybe worth a shot. I don't know. I just felt like the Afflicted was pretty good, and that kind of covers the loss, or the territory glass evil character quota. I don't know. Maybe having more is better. Maybe even having like false leaders in here for replaying Sorrow of Mary. I don't know. They're probably not going to have hand advantage, or ideally, if the deck is working well, they want to have hand advantage. So false leaders, maybe not quite as good. Other thing, I had Lurking in the deck and Proud Pharisee in reserve, kind of with the idea like, oh, Lurking to ban to Proud Pharisee in my reserve to get that play for, unsuccessful or heavy taxes or something like that would be awesome. It's kind of like a Name and Straight in Horses, except, with Lurking, and so you kind of get 2 options there. If you're not like me and actually read Proud Pharisee carefully, it says if you have played no enhancements this turn, you may play an enhancement. Lurking is an enhancement, so if you play that to ban Proud Pharisee in, you do not get to play. So that doesn't work quite as well as I had hoped. Fortunately, that never actually came up in the tournament, where I was like trying to do it and then realized I couldn't. So that was good, but it might warrant some refactoring in the deck, because I had Proud Pharisee in reserve instead of in the main deck. Then I didn't include Pretension, which actually might be pretty good with like the Afflicted, because it sets aside their heroes and then puts them back in play. So although I'm not sure if that counts as the opponent putting them in play, since you were the one who set them aside, but I think it would. Might have to double check on that. And then also, obviously, Pretension draws cards, which is good because it's territory class, so might as well do that. So maybe Proud Pharisee belongs in the deck, and then something else in reserve, or like a different evil character, maybe a Syrian, who knows. So yeah, that's another thing. Other things I noticed, even with Aliens and Awake, there could be some more Soul Gen in the deck. And also Offering Your Son, I don't know if it's necessarily the best card for the slot. It's good for setup, but after that it's kind of just a dead card. Like if I draw it late in the game, it's not really going to do anything for me because I have no animals in reserve. Maybe I can put an animal in reserve. Let me know, drop in the comments the hand control animals that should go in reserve. I guess lions would maybe be good because they have to... Oh no, they just have to reveal a dominant instead, I think, right? I don't know. You guys, I'm leaving that to you guys. Maybe we'll put a hand control animal in reserve, and I guess Coliseum Lines. Okay, I gotta stop thinking about it. Maybe that would make Offering Your Son a little bit more worthwhile in the deck. But yeah, I think that's enough about the deck. Let's go ahead and get into the game. Alrighty, let's do it. Well done.
What have we over there?
So wicked.
I've got a prosperity.
Alright. Well, I've got some star abilities.
I suppose I have none.
Alright. I will do 3. I'll look at your hand and your reserve, and then I'll look at the bottom 6 of my deck and top deck a good card. The plat, huh? Oh my goodness. Well then. Okay. And I'll look at your reserve. Mason Disease, Charges of War as a that's stiff-necked, or no, Kip Trick. Gallows, Whirlwind, I am Creator, Lack of Prophecy, or Remain, Angel of the Winds. Okay. And then I will look at my bottom 6. And I will top deck. I'll top deck Malachi.
Sure. I will discard Scattered to Trigger Prosperity.
Okay. Where did Prosperity go? I can't see it anymore. Here. Any more Lost Souls?
Nope.
Alright. Get a dice.
I'll just call evens.
5. I guess I will go first then.
Play dominant.
Sure. Wow. Okay. I will activate Endless Treasures. I will underdeck it. And we'll activate Rain Becomes Dust from reserve. And draw 2. And I will down Malachi and play Emmaus Road. And I will take I'm going to take the first sacrifice from reserve or from my deck. And I'll go ahead and play it to underdeck an evil card from your hand.
Yule or Plot.
Well, what were the 2 that you drew off Prosperity?
Oh, right.
Fifth Seal and Words. Okay. I'll underdeck Sheol. Alright, and then I will attack with Malachi and top deck the first sacrifice. Okay, put down another artifact and pass.
Remnant, darkness, flawless.
Jeez.
I guess we'll remnant for I guess we'll remnant to grab wins. Darkness. Receiver. Put these up here so people know why I'm doing this.
Be good. They are able to hear you too, though, so.
Shuffle. Lawless. Woes. Exiles. Esther. Xerxes. Chronicles. Angel.
Guess I don't have to worry about getting soul droughted in this game.
Appeared not. I'll take the woes.
Okay.
Okay. Artifact. Activate Golden Calf.
Boo.
And Priest of Christ. A fifth seal, Justice Seekers. Reverence and awe. Play that to pull out Storehouse.
It's like you really don't want me to play the first sacrifice again.
Something like that. Guess I missed my Exiles trigger, but oh well.
Oh, right, yeah.
Alright, then we will go to the attacks. We'll go Angel of the Winds. Exchanging to the deck. For a captive priest. And exchange him or capture him at priest. Right.
Okay. You will get it. Actually, I'll give you the captive priest. Forgot about him. Might make it easier.
All right, and we'll go ahead and pass the turn.
Okay. We'll draw. Alright, I will put down Sheol. And we'll put down an evil character for it. Aliens.
The brown gray.
Yep. And let's see. Sure, I suppose I'll rescue with Malachi again.
Is it 412?
Correct.
Is that an optional search on him?
Yeah.
We'll go Deceiver. Get Malachite Slave. Get Persian Horseman.
Alright.
Discarding RBD.
Taking an enhancement.
Yeah, might as well. This one seems good.
Yeah, maybe. Alright, so it's 3 shield triggers, so I'll just underdeck Slave and Wicked.
Yep.
And then we'll go ahead and do that.
The Angel, huh?
Well, I knew you had the Deceiver. I probably wouldn't have risked it for nothing.
I'll give you Darkness.
Okay. 2 to 1. And then I will pass. Man, my back is killing me today. I don't know if I slept wrong or what.
Storehouse. We'll take the Treasures of War.
Okay.
Put down Daniel.
Danny.
Oh, Danny boy. Put down Lying Prophet. Play Treasures of War on Lying Prophet.
So much prophet hate.
All the prophet hate. going to activate Endless Treasures. Underdeck. We'll go Waste and Disease. Draw a couple.
Mm-hmm.
Play Esther. How many cards do you have in hand?
6.
Let's see. Oh, I suppose we'll just battle challenge with Danny and look at your hand.
Okay. Sorrow of Mary, Heavy Taxes. His name, Balaam's Prophecy, First Sacrifice, and 3 Woes.
Alright,
I will not block. Unless you got a Harvest Time sitting in there.
no, but I do have a Mayhem, which I'll use before.
Alright.
Do you want to pick 3 numbers, 1 through 9? That'd be my shuffle back, or my keeps.
So from
1 to 9. So
right.
1 over here.
I'll do 2, 5, and 7.
2, 5, 7. I will keep. I will shuffle.
Yeah, where's an RBD when you need it, huh?
Well, that's kind of why I prioritize getting rid of it.
Yeah.
Because who would do a silly thing like that?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh. Draw a Lost Soul.
My plan worked. I do Distressed.
Grr. He's a 6/5, right?
6, 7.
Oh yeah. I guess I will. Gosh, that would so unfortunate. All right, I will just give it to you.
Okay. I'll put down Ends of the Earth and pass the turn.
Alright. Roll 3. I will put down Jonah.
Oh no, not Jonah.
Yeah, alright. Then I think I'm going to go to my attack, which will be with attack with Cherubim, and your hand is protected at the moment, but I will ban to your Daniel.
Banding to my Daniel.
Yes.
Okay.
And then I'll look at your hand.
Angel, sailors, plot, words, honor thy enemy, winds, flying scroll, royal parade.
Okay. Got to keep the plot, huh?
I'll block with lying prophet. Look at your hand.
Yep. Shipwreck, Tiberius, Bael's Prophecy, The Afflicted, First Sacrifice, Entrapping Pharisees, and Second Coming.
So I draw 3.
Yep.
Is it my initiative?
I think I'm going to play that to play that. Well, I guess you can. I will search for Angel of the Lord.
Yep. I will use Wasting Disease to shuffle. What do we want to get rid of? Let's shuffle the aliens.
Yep. And then I'll play Angel.
Yep. I will give you Lawless.
Yep. And puts me 2-3. And then I will put down the Afflicted. And yeah, I'll pass the turn.
Two, 3. So use the storehouse and pick up a Gibeonic Trickery.
Okay. Let me know when you're planning to attack.
Oh, you want to know my plans, do you?
I don't need to know what they are, I just want to know when they're happening.
Oh. Let's see, which evil cards do I know about in your hand? Tiberius, plotting, or trapping.
Yep.
What else?
Oh, you saw Balaam's Prophecy and Shipwreck as well.
Okay. Those four are your evil cards that I
Yep.
know about.
Yep.
How is the afflicted worded again?
If opponent puts a hero in play except their first one each turn, that player must discard a card from hand.
Okay. Where's afflicted's numbers?
4, 6.
See, and you have. Oh, do you have any souls?
Nope.
Well, that makes things less interesting.
Yep.
Okay, I will move to the battle phase.
Alright, can I play a dominant?
Sure.
Alright, we'll take out that ends.
I will. Yes, battle challenge with Angel of the Winds.
Okay.
Getting Fallen Child. Getting Son of God.
Okay. I will decline. Unless you'd like to play another dominant first. Actually, on your search, I'm going to underdeck your Distressed with Shield.
Okay. Post battle. Artifact. I'll put down sailors as a brown Persian.
Okay. Did you have that many cards in your hand?
Play Haman, and then put Royal Parade, Flying Scroll, Give Trick, Words of Encouragement into the reserve.
Okay.
And pass the turn.
Draw. Hmm. Alright, I will put down an artifact. And nothing there, so let's... So you're down to 8 cards in hand, right?
Yep.
I think I'm just going to... yeah, I'm just gonna pass.
Sure. 2, 3, Hunter Lost Soul. Hunter for Distressed.
I guess I'll underdeck it with Sheol.
Okay. And we'll use Storehouse. I'm gonna keep shielding my soul. That's fine with me.
Okay.
Grab Flying Scroll.
I will shuffle Wasting Disease with Jonah. That's probably dumb.
Actually, shield wouldn't negate the stress, so it wouldn't. Or no, that was in the draw.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. I'll activate Flying Scroll and take Jonah.
Good.
We'll put down Hannah, Michael. We'll put down Queen Vashti. And guess we'll pass the turn.
Yep. Darn. Drew a soul.
Hooray!
I'm going to discard aliens to draw two. Yeah, discard aliens to draw two.
Okay.
And put down an artifact. I'll activate Endless Treasures, which I will underdeck. And we'll go ahead and take that Jonah back.
Okay.
Flying Scroll. And draw two. Alright. I'm going to play Emmaus Road, and we'll take I'm going to take Light in the Darkness from my reserve. It's banish a demon, convert an evil human, you may underdeck this card. to rescue.
Okay, before you go to your attack step, I'm gonna Treasures of War, the Flying Scrolls. Take Jonah back.
Right. Okay. So the Flying Scrolls in my discard. Alright, I will rescue with. It doesn't work either. Tricky. Yeah, let's do it this way then. No. Alright, I'll go with Elijah, and I'm going to choose Heyman to block.
Guess I'll just draw one.
Okay.
Look, it's a hunter.
Yeah.
I will pass on hunter.
Makes sense. Alright, my initiative.
Yep.
Alright, I will attempt to convert Heyman to blue.
Not CBI or anything?
Nope, but her. So yeah, you get special initiative, but if you don't do anything in special initiative, I'm going to underdeck it.
Oh, right. Yep. What's the numbers on that?
3/3.
All foreign horses. Interrupt, draw 2, play next. And then on the enemy to end the battle.
Okay, so let's see. It's a 0/5, right? So it's stalemate.
Yep.
Okay. We'll put down the Watchman and pass.
Pass on the storehouse.
You sure?
Yeah. I'll activate the golden calf. Go to attacks.
Okay.
We'll attack with Esther.
And she is protected.
If alone, protect lost souls and OT human heroes from evil cards. The opponent plays an evil card with negated in the special ability, discard an evil human.
Alright, I will... Yeah, block with the Terrifying Beast and discard Jonah. You can underdeck any card of Matching Brigade from hand or territory instead.
I can underdeck Daniel, I suppose.
Oh wait, does she protect? She protects all OT heroes, doesn't she?
Yes, she does.
Right.
So you could discard my Priest of Christ, my Homo Child, or one of my Evil Doers.
Let's discard Michael. She actually only protects humans.
Oh, fine.
And I will... I will not band.
Okay, I'll discard your Afflicted. Minus stuff?
Yep.
I think we will just use the Angel.
Okay. You will go to 3.
Hooray! Second post-battle. Just going to discard Angel of the Winds. We'll put Faith Unbowed in reserve. And we'll put Overcome in reserve.
Okay.
And pass turn.
Draw 3. Awake. Might as well. I will use a star ability on his name to look at the bottom 6 and top deck a good card. I will top deck Offering Your Son.
15-minute warning, guys.
Okay, cool. Thank you. And I will...
Are you using Awake?
That's what I'm trying to think about. I don't think so, no.
By Dominant?
Sure.
Oh, Son of God, Awake.
Okay. Puts you at 4. Alrighty then. I will activate Hidden Treasures.
Hidden Treasures.
And I'm going to put down Entrapping Pharisees. And then Go to my attack.
Hidden treasures. I think I will play it dominant.
Okay.
We will 3 woes the hidden treasures. Playing 3 woes as evil.
Evil. Alright. Good to go to battle.
Yes.
Alright, I will I'll rescue with Elijah and choose Heyman again.
Okay, I will I'll draw 1.
Okay. Initiative.
Sure.
Actually, I'm going to play a dominant first. So I'm going to play Chronicles of the Kings as good. You can discard all curses, idols, and evil enhancements. So take out the golden calf. And then the negate persists. So then I will play the first sacrifice to underdeck Heyman.
How many cards do you have?
7.
Okay. We'll surrender the hunter.
And I did happen to draw it.
Yeah, they kidding me. You're out.
It's turned from a hand control deck to a soul control deck, I guess.
Showdown. Couldn't find my shield. Of course, it's stuck in the bottom.
Of course, I was barely even searching, though. I wasn't really even searching, though.
Just for the add to battle.
Oh, sure, yeah.
Because if I can just add 1 to battle, I've got Lacking Prophecy.
Right. Yeah, I suppose I should have used the add to battle last turn, but you probably had stuff to play on her anyway, so.
Yeah, I mean, what I had 3 enhancements that.
Yeah. Alrighty, 5 to 4. Good game.